Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time, we're going to go over to the St. Louis Post Dispatch, and this is about Sweetie Pie's star, Tim Norman. He was found guilty on all charges in murder for hire trial. Okay. The article is by Eric Heffernan, and we about to get into this article. Apparently, they have handed down a sentence to Newman, and it goes as follows. All right. St. Louis, a jury finds James Ten Norman guilty on Friday of conspiring to kill his nephew, ending a St. Louis trial full of reality TV stars' life insurance schemes and cash payouts that captured the nation's attention for the past 2 weeks. At the end, the jury found that Newman, age 43, orchestrated the murder of his 21-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery, then attempted to cash out up to $450,000 in a fraudulent life insurance policy he took out on Montgomery. The two both started in Welcome to Sweetie's, a long-running own show about the popular soul food business founded by Robbie Montgomery, Newman's mother, and Andre's grandmother in St. Louis area. Jurors deliberated for more than 17 hours over 3 days before finding Newman guilty on 2 federal murder for hire counts and 1 charge of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. Newman held a blank expression as the verdict was read to a courtroom packed with family and friends on both sides of the case. His supporters surrounded his mother right outside the courtroom, sobbing audibly. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Missouri, Sayer Fleming, said motive for the murder plot came down to one thing: Newman's greed. Okay? And this is his sister, and she had the press conference remembering him and things of that nature. Continuing with the article, it says, while the evidence was voluminous and overwhelming, Fleming said, Newman's plan was relatively straightforward. Kaylin Giggs, Montgomery's sister, stood with her family in Justice for Andre t-shirts on the courthouse steps after the verdict, calling Newman a monster who her brother feared in the weeks before his death. The lesson is, I don't care how much money a person got, Giggs said, you can't underestimate their greed. Evidence during the trial showed Newman paid $10,000 to an exotic dancer, Teresa Els, to track his nephew's location. Newman then used a friend and paid $5,000 to the shooter, Travell Anthony Hill, after Hill killed Montgomery. Both Ellis and Hill testified for the prosecution. Newman's defense team made the rare decision in a criminal trial to have Norman's testify on his own behalf, telling jurors he was a mentor to his nephew who never wanted to harm him. Norman broke into tears during the more than 4-hour testimony, telling the jury he enlisted Els and Hills to find his nephew, but not to kill him. He said he wanted to confront Montgomery about a recent burglary at his mama's home. The extraordinarily surprised and disappointed, said Newman's defense. Wait a minute, hold up. I gotta find Newman's defense. attorney Mike Leonard on Friday, I really thought this was a case where the presumption didn't meet the burden of proof. Leonardo said Newman's plan to appeal the verdict. Two witnesses asserted their Fifth Amendment right not to testify, hurting the defense, Leonardo argued. The first was W.R.Y. I'm not going to even attempt to butcher or pronounce that name. My apologies. The life insurance agent who worked with Newman to set up Andre Montgomery's policy. Y pleaded guilty this summer to a wire fraud charge. The second was a friend of Newman's who prosecutors say told the shooter Hill Newman would pay to have Montgomery killed. Damn. Come on, my guy. Montgomery's sister Giggs said Montgomery knew he would be in danger if he went to St. Louis where he was killed. He told her just before he left, she said, "I'm going to be one of God's soldiers." Damn, that's crazy, bro. Well, it is over. It is done with. It's very sad, being that it's family too, and for money though, like for what though? Just money. These are some of the slides, the pictures. I'm not sure. Okay. And yeah, this is just sad. This is a photo of the scene of the 3900 block of National Bridge Avenue, where Andre Montgomery was killed on March 14, 2016. And I mean, this has been going on since then, so it's like been a minute for real. It's really crazy, you know what I mean? For money though. But you were on TV, and that's one of the things I get that greed is greed, and greed has no limitations or boundaries in terms of how far a person will go to achieve their monetary goals or gains and things like that. But just to do it in a way that he did it, it's truly sad. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another life lost. Nothing was gained, and the people that were responsible and assisted him in what he did, either they testified for the prosecution or they got hemmed up for wire fraud and stuff like that. So, I mean, was it really worth it in the end? Either way, the man got life, and I'm not going to say it's a fitting sentence for, him orchestrating the death of his nephew, but it'll give him some time to think and reflect. That's the only thing I can say. But either way, it's a really sad story. I would ask this time for you guys to drop down in the comment section, as we always do, and let's talk about this and any other story that I have going on my channel. Yeah, man. I guess he gonna rot in jail. I apologize. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you're innocent until proven guilty, and obviously it was a enormous amount of evidence to prove his guilt. That's not to say that it could change on a repeal, so if he repeals. So we'll wait and see about that. But before that happens, drop down. Let's get the conversation going. How do you feel? Were you ever following this story? I did follow the story a little bit. I did a couple of videos, which I will link down in the description. And that's pretty much it. And I will get with you guys in the next video.